There has been an important change to property taxes here in Texas, more specifically, changes to the homestead exemption. So, this is something important for you to be aware of. So, let me dive on in. First, I do want to revisit what the homestead exemption is. You can file this on your primary residence as a way to save money on your property taxes. And the savings is kind of twofold. So, the first part is that it reduces your assessed value by $100,000. This used to be 40,000. It was just increased last year to 100,000. And so, for example, that would be if your home is valued at 500,000, you're only being taxed on 400,000. The second part of the savings is the cap. They cannot increase your property taxes by more than 10% in a given year, which I know that still stings, but trust me, back in 2020 through 2022, we saw property values increase by 20% or more. So it could have been an astronomical increase, and this helped to keep that at bay. So diving into the change, uh, it used to be that when you filed homestead, it stayed on until you moved. Now, the Texas Senate Bill 1801 has made it to where they're requiring the appraisal districts to reconfirm homestead with any with anyone with homestead every 5 years. So that means that from I've been speaking to some of the local appraisal districts, and they're saying that that does mean that you need to renew every 5 years. So, if you fail to renew, that could mean that you lose your homestead, it falls off, and then you lose that discount, and the tax value could jump up drastically. For some families, especially if they've been in the home a long time, that homestead could have kept the taxes at bay, and this could be, thousands and thousands of dollars in difference. So it's important to stay informed and know if any renewals, things like that are required for you. So it is still new. There's honestly not a lot of information. I've had to make calls directly to most of the appraisal districts around me to try and get information because even their websites haven't been updated yet. So I'm going to share with you what I've learned. And we'll continue to share as I find out more information that could be helpful. So the first thing is they did say you should receive a notice from your county's appraisal district to inform you that you are up for renewal and that you need to fill out and return a form. A lot of people might think that this is a scam because I mean we get a lot of, junk mail. So don't assume this is junk. Look through it. There are always those spam mail pieces that come out that offer to do it for you for a fee. If you're getting anything that says it's a fee, that's probably not it, but do be on the lookout for it and pay attention if you receive that notice. The notices were supposed to go out on January 1st. So if you didn't receive one, but you've been in your home longer than 5 years, I would suggest being proactive. We shouldn't put all of we shouldn't rely fully on the postal service to make sure that we get these notices. So for me, I would rather investigate to just be sure. So what do you do? If you didn't get a notice, you've been in your home for more than 5 years. What should you do at this point? I would suggest calling the appraisal district. You can call them and speak to a representative and have them look up your specific property. There are certain things that could have happened, like me personally. Our house was moved into a trust a couple years ago. So even though we've been in our home for more than 5 years, that reset when we moved our property into a trust. So if anything has changed with title, maybe someone was added or removed, you may have renewed it already, maybe without even realizing that you did. So it could be that it's not needed, but again, better to investigate just to be sure. Um, so you can call them to find out, if it is required for you. The other thing to be aware of is that most of the websites, as I mentioned before, haven't been updated. So if you just go to the website and you go to the Q&A section about homestead exemptions, from what I found, most of them still say that it's filed once when you move in and you don't have to do that again. So just be aware that there's not a lot online. So that's why I suggest highly to call and ask. So the next thing that I had inquired about was what type of paperwork is needed. So this is not going to be a new form. They don't have a special renewal form. It is going to be the same application that they have always used to apply for homestead, which is on all of the county appraisal district sites, easy to find. And I'll try to link some of the ones that are nearby me. But if you're in different areas of Texas, just type in your county that you're in and appraisal district, and you can find their website to download that form. So you can just use that same form if you know you've been in your house more than 5 years and you didn't get the notice, but you want to go ahead and renew, you can do that. So I did also ask about if there was a problem with sending in a renewal or a new application if it wasn't needed. Maybe you think you've been there 5 years, but it's really only 4, or like my scenario where I figured we needed to renew, but we technically did 2 years ago. They said that there's no penalty, there's no issues, so there's nothing wrong with sending it in early. It will just reset the clock, so then your 5 years starts. So if you really didn't need to renew till next year and you did it this year, then you don't have to worry about it again for another 5 years. So there's no issues there. You're just getting to reset the clock. I'll continue to share information if I do find anything else out that could be beneficial, but just wanted to make sure everyone's aware because this could be costly if you miss that notice or for some reason that notice doesn't get to you and you lose that homestead. So share with your friends and family that own homes and help to make sure that everyone's protected and they can save money on their taxes. Hope you guys have a great day.